Sword fighter, huge toy collecting reviews. Good or bad or giving legends. Restoration for memories.
Hello everybody, it's Rider here and welcome to another video. First of all, as you may or may not have seen, I've got to 500 subs, which always was my milestone. It's that number that I haven't really seen beyond, if that makes sense. I think it was a nice number and it was a target that I aimed at really early on, and just thank you to everyone who subscribed, and if you're not subscribed, thank you for watching any of the videos you've watched over the years. It's been great, and I will do a video to commemorate that at some point. I've got a few ideas that I might pull together, but I want to put a bit of effort into that one, if that makes sense, because you guys have put the effort into watching and subscribing my channel for the last 3 years or so. So, what am I here to talk about today? I'm here to talk about conventions. There are 3 events that are either happened, going to happen soon, or going to happen in the next 6 weeks. So we've had TFCon this weekend. We have San Diego Comic Con next weekend, and then in circa a month's time we've got TF Nation, the UK's #1 Transformers convention. So I just want to share a few thoughts about each of these conventions and a few predictions maybe, and maybe a little bit of my shopping list, who knows. So TFCon, unfortunately I didn't go, never been to Toronto, would love to go to Toronto, would love to go to one of these events in the US, but unfortunately I haven't, and I don't plan to any time moving forward, unfortunately, just because of the money aspect of it. However, TFCon is renowned for its third-party announcements, and we have had a few happen this weekend, so I thought I'd give you my thoughts on that. So first up on the list is a company called HTB Toys, and it looks like they're doing a Transformers G.I. Joe or Action Force crossover. I will be trying to put the pictures on the screen so you can see what I'm talking about. But it looks like they're doing a G.I. Joe vehicle that seems to transform into a Soundwave. And this could be a really interesting crossover concept, something that I'm potentially interested in. I potentially would pick up, especially if it's a combination of a Transformer and a G.I. Joe vehicle that I like or remember from my childhood. I think that would be an amazing crossover, an amazing toy to have. So that certainly is, well, probably the most interesting thing from that weekend. So it looks as though Fans Toys are finally releasing their Soundwave, and it looks to have been tweaked a little bit from the original one. I think it was meant to be their second ever release. Keep me honest here if you disagree with anything I'm saying, because I'm not an expert on Fans Toys. But they seem to be releasing the Soundwave figure, and it's an interesting choice because Soundwave is probably one of the most perfect masterpieces we've had, and it appears to people who like the toy aesthetic as well as the cartoon aesthetic. It's somewhere in the middle, and I like it. I like that figure, and it's interesting that Fans Toys have gone down this route, and it shows the confidence they have in their product, I'm guessing. But it will come with a Rumble, a Frenzy, a Ravage and a Laserbeak, and I'm not sure whether they come as a set or together, but it's there and it's on its way, and it's been teased for years and it's never materialised. What I'm more interested in is the Shadow of Blaster. Now, that is a figure I've got a massive gap for in my Masterpiece collection. I have got a Masterpiece style Blaster, but unfortunately it was a shattered glass one, and it's one that I'm probably going to move on because I'm past all that shattered glass stuff. But I do want a movie style Blaster. 1986 movie style Blaster, sorry. So that would interest me a lot. They're also finally getting the Blitzwing out. That was teased a year ago, 2 years ago, and we've never seen anything on the back of it. So, and it looks pretty good in both modes, but am I interested in it? I'm not quite sure. I had Javolt, or whatever you call him, the DX9 version, and I do like Blitzwing as a character, but that's maybe put me off an MP aesthetic for him. But yeah, who knows, They're also, and this is really, really interesting, they're re-releasing a 2.0 version of Spindrift. I think it's Spindrift anyway. Their version of, what's it called? Sea Spray. in a more cartoon-like aesthetic. Now, the first version was pretty poor. It didn't look good. It was quite slender. And I preferred the Toy World version, which my friend James has got, and it's a pretty cool, chunky toy. And it still might be one that I actually pick up if it's for the right price. But yeah, looks like Fans Toys are releasing a second version of Sea Spray not so long after they've just released the first. I'm not quite sure how I feel about that. I think that maybe they should have pulled the first product, or maybe they should offer a trade-in for the people who want to swap out that product for another product. Who knows? I doubt if they will. But it's interesting that they've gone about that and they've reworked that work so soon. Fans Hobby looks like they've retooled their Powermaster Optimus Prime into a Thunder Clash, and this is quite interesting. It's nice what they've done. I like the look of it. I really wanted to pick up, is it Power Base, I think it's called? But I never got around to doing it, and this might be a way that I could go around and pick up Thunder Clash, because I do like Thunder Clash. I think he's a cool toy, and I have some great childhood memories with him. I still want my original one over there, and he hasn't succumbed to gold plastic syndrome as of yet. But yeah, it's one of those ones I'm on the fence with. I'd have to see it in person. I have got some Fans Hobby. I've got the Laser Optimus Prime, which is a pretty cool toy. But it's not one, even though I like the idea of it, it's not one that stands out as a must-have. Now, I mentioned earlier about Blaster, and we are going to finally get some Autobot cassettes. We're going to get Rewind, Eject, Ramhorn, and Steeljaw, and these look pretty well done. These seem to be done by Ocular Max, and they've already bought us a Ravage, a Laserbeak, a Rumble and a Frenzy. And even though those look pretty cool, I didn't get those in. I was kind of happy with the cassettes that come with Soundwave. Was a little bit tempted by the Ravage, and I still might look at getting a Ravage because the MP cassette version isn't the best, to be honest with you. But these figures look cool. Will I go for them? Probably not, because I am interested, as I said before, in that Fans Toys Blaster, which is bound to come with a set of cassettes. And I don't think I'll go away from that, if that makes sense. If I'm committing to that Blaster, I'll commit to that cassette. But we'll see. So, San Diego Comic Con is next week, and there's bound to be some stuff announced there. There normally is each year. And I thought I'd give you a few of my predictions, and you can look back at me and tell me I'm a fool when I get them wrong. But I just thought it'd be a bit of fun to do a bit of predictions before. So why not do a video response, Transformers guys in the UK, and let me know what your predictions are for next week. I think there will be a Titan class released, and I think it's a no-brainer that will be Scorponok. He's the only real Titan that we're missing now. We've got a Metroplex. I haven't got a Metroplex, but there's Metroplex, there's Triptychon, there's Fortress Maximus. We've had Predator King, we've had Devastator. We've got this big hole of a Scorpion gap in our collection, and us fans are begging for it, really. That and the fact that now some of the fans' votes figures are starting to fall and be released as part of the main lines, which is interesting. So and Scorponok was a fans' vote when Triptychon won, so it would not surprise me. I think it's an easy bet. I think we will get another Commander class figure, and I have got two suggestions for this. I think that it could be a Starsaber. We could see a Starsaber as a Commander class figure that is a retool potentially of Skyfire or Jetfire or whatever he's called these days. I think that would be interesting. But again, because this character has been in the fans' vote before, I believe we could end up with a Thunderwing in the Commander class. It might be a leader class, but again, because he's a jet, they can retool Jetfire. He's been in the fans' votes before. I think it makes complete sense that he could have a Thunderwing. That and the fact we've got a Commander class Autobot, we'll have a Commander class Decepticon. I think that makes sense. So my predictions: Scorponok for Titan, Commander class probably Thunderwing, but an outside bet could be a Starsaber. But either one of those could fall into a leader class. A leader class figure as well. Something a little bit wide of the mark, maybe a little bit coming from left. I think we could have an Armada or Energon style Galvatron as the leader class. Reason why I'm saying this, we've had a Cybertron Optimus Prime. Hasbro seem to be diving back in to previous releases, previous series, and it wouldn't surprise me if we've already had a Armada style Megatron as part of Combiner Wars, but what if we got a Galvatron that style? Be interesting, because we haven't had a lead class Galvatron in a long time. Have we even had a lead class Galvatron? I think it'd be very, very interesting. So my money would be on that. That, and we've had a few Autobot leaders already. We've had Ultra Magnus and we've had Optimus, and we've only had Shockwave as a Decepticon. So I think that would be interesting. I think we're probably going to end up with a Blaster as well. I'll be shocked if we don't, because we got a Soundwave. I think that will make sense. I've heard rumours already. This is off like the top of my head, that we will have a Hotshot retooled from Hound, which will be quite interesting. Don't know if that's in the select line or whatever. I think it's going to be interesting. So that's my bets. That's what I think we'll be getting from San Diego Comic Con next week from a Transformers point of view, and there probably will be some surprises as well. Yeah, apparently we're meant to be getting a Nightbird as well, made from the Moonracer mould, and to be honest with you, I'm just sick of that mould now. Do something different. It's great that we're getting fembots, and if you're into that kind of thing, that's fine, but there comes a point where you've held 5 or 6 versions of the same mould just because it's the only fembot mould. Let's get something new. I think that'd be nice to see, because we wouldn't tolerate a reuse of a mould 6-7 times on a male Transformer, so we shouldn't tolerate it on a female one as well. It'd be nice to get something different, even though we have had slight retools. So yeah, so there's my predictions. Let's see if they come true, So finally on to TF Nation. I know Knowles has done a few questions again, so I thought I'd fly through them on this video and give you answers. Okay, so what panels would you like to see added to the TF Nation schedule in the future? I'm not really into the panels. I hate to admit it. I think I enjoy the panels that when I'm supporting fellow YouTubers, or I'm part of a panel because to do YouTube like I was last year. But the rest of the stuff, I'm just not interested in it enough. There's a couple that I'm interested in this year, but they're on the Friday, which I'll probably talk about a little bit later. But there's nothing really that gets me going about panels. Maybe a painting one. I think that would be good. You see it in TFCon and all that kind of stuff, where you do a custom panel, where they guide you through and you have a go at customising a figure. I think that would be great. If we could do that, I'd be there. But the rest of the stuff, I'm not really that bothered, to be honest with you. Okay, question 2. In regards to musicians, who would you like to see attend TFN in the future, except for Stan Bush? It's funny, because me and Drunk Heap Dave were talking earlier, and basically we're talking about Vince DiCola and how he would better Stan Bush because he did more for that film. These are Drunk Heap Dave's words, by the way. He did more for that film than Stan Bush, and I agree with him to a certain extent. So I think Vince DiCola would be the man who could top Stan Bush. Okay, question 3. I need 3B for me because I'm not a newbie. For those that are regulars, what keeps you coming back to TFN? And it's an interesting one this year because, as you all know, I've spoken about Alpin on the channel. I haven't really been feeling it this year. I still don't 100% feel it. But I'm going to be controversial. The thing that's pulling me back this year, and Rudy hit it on the head, it's missing out. It's missing out on something. I'm not quite sure what. But that's it this year for me. I've got no interest in any of the panels. I've got no interest in the majority of the guests, Greg Berger aside. I'm not really after much from a Transformers point of view, but there is enough intrigue and mystery around that dealer room and about and it is mainly the dealer room. I hate to admit it, but it is this year for me. That I might miss out on something. And I will be there. We'll be there for the day on Saturday and Saturday night. I might pop up on the Friday for a little bit, but I'm not intending on being part of the paid experience all weekend. Only on the Saturday. I'm only going to get that Saturday ticket. I hope that answers that question anyway. What panels are you looking forward to check out this year? The only one I would have gone to is the Visionaries one, but I'm not going to pay an extra 25 quid to see it. So I will be going to no panels, or not planning to go to any panels. If James or Graham want to go to some and I'll tag along, happy days, fine. But there's nothing that's really pulling me in. I would like to have saw the Bumblebee movie, but again, I'm not paying £25 extra for the Friday when I can watch Bumblebee at home anytime I want. How do you think TFN could expand upon last year with Stan Bishop attending and performing? I think you've just got to try and do something different. I mentioned Vince DiCarlo earlier. That's doing a similar thing with a different guest. I've mentioned before about involving kids a little bit more because there isn't enough really for kids there to engage them for the entire day. So I think that would be it. Yeah. I don't really know, to be honest. I think it needs a little bit of a refresh, though. I think that's apparent. I think a lot of people haven't been feeling it this year as much as they were. I'm not saying all, I'm not saying every single person has felt the same, but definitely a number of people that I've spoken to haven't been feeling the same and are coming for a day instead of 3 days. So that's just my opinion, but it's an opinion that's shared with some other people within the community. But there are some people that are really excited about it. But I think it would be good to have a little bit of a shake-up. Would you like to see a permanent YouTube panel added to the schedule? Yeah, I probably would, selfishly. It would be nice to be part of that. And I enjoyed the stuff I did with Tony last year. Question 7. Should they set up a little video games room at TFN? It wouldn't hurt, would it? They're doing the cards room this year. Yeah, maybe not. I don't know. It would be nice, but yeah, again, you can play video games at home anytime online. So why would you want to do it at a convention? I don't know. Your fondest memories of previous TFNs? Oh God, there's loads. Churros Crew last year with Graham and James and a load of other people. That was amazing. Meeting Rudy last year was amazing. The time I had with Dave Shotton the year before last, I think that was great. Chilling in DL's room for a little bit, that was pretty cool. What else? Meeting Retro Prime and Borders, dude. That first year we had such a good time. Who else was there? There was loads of stuff. From a toy point of view, finding Swoop, I think that was amazing. Filling gaps in my collection I never thought I'd fill. Meeting Bob Budiansky, that was amazing. Probably the kindest thing anyone's done. Well, there's a number of kind things actually. Getting gifted Bludgeon, being sent an autograph of Stan Bush because I couldn't get an autograph in the queue from Rudy. Amazing, and it was some really, really good, strong memories, and that's probably one of the things I'm worried about missing out on is the expansion of those memories. Oh, by the way, I've cut my finger, but so if anyone you're wondering what's up with my thumb. What's the last one? Your least fondest memories of TFNs? Dave and Emily having their car stolen, I think that was just diabolical. And I think honestly the whole Mr. Wilderness debacle that happened, I think it was in the first year or the second year, I can't even bloody remember now. But humour that got taken out of hand, 2 different people with 2 different senses of humour clashing. And unfortunately, probably ruined that weekend for the both of us in the majority. But it was what it was. It is what it is, and we talk now, so that's great. Yeah, I think that was it really. Those are Nels's questions. I thought I'd give you my answer to those. Yeah, I think that's about it really. I know it's getting to that time of the year I should really do hopes and fears and all that kind of bollocks because we're meant to as we run up to TFN. I know Nelsy and Soundwave SG1 and the Gaunts and all of those people will be banging out those videos soon. I really wanted a Mega Supreme. He's not going to be there. So there's a couple of things I'm really looking for. I would like Siege Springer, but I'm not going to pay over the odds for him. If he's not around £25, I won't be buying him. Simply because he's going to be in Smiths. He's advertised on Smiths. Why should I pay more at a convention when I could just wait a month and get him from there? Same going for Refractor and Brunt. I'd really like those two Siege figures. I'm on the fence about Skyfire. I was a no, I'm a maybe, and I think I'm only a maybe because a maybe is not going to be there. And I don't have a Skyfire in my collection. And because I'm not really, not really bothered too much about the scale being off. It could kind of fit in with the MP line. So it's an option anyway. It's an option and something I'd think about. I'm actually going to be selling my Big Spring to John Keep Dave, because he wants to get him and do a custom on him, and I've never been in love with that figure. Me and James got it the other year, and I've just, it's not for me really. But I would like to fill some gaps in that movie lineup. Maybe RC, maybe another Springer. Probably Fans Toys will fill those gaps if they're available. And the reason why I'm saying Fans Toys is, well, I got mine right there last year, and it's a beautiful, beautiful toy. Other than that, maybe some of the Omnibots. I know Gareth got some of those the other year, and that would be nice to see those, and maybe pick up some of those, add those to the collection, because they're a little bit of oddities. But other than that, I'm just going to go and have a look. And if I don't find anything, on the way home on Sunday, I'm going to fly into Forbidden Planet in Birmingham and go and get me some more Marvel Legends. Speaking of which, actually, I might as well show you this one I'm on. I had a little bit of a switch round. So now I've got some of my Marvel Legends in front of my telly, which are pretty cool. And the Visionary stand has now become half Visionaries and half Dynamite. Anyway, until next time, I've been Zort Rider, and do a response to this video if you like. What are your San Diego Comic Con predictions? What do you think about the announcements at TFCon? And what about TFN? Tell me what you're thinking, if you're excited or if you're not. I'll catch you next time.